FARM-ODGE is a word to describe a farmhouse slash lodge.
What is that? And I mean, I don't think
you
that
put them together, you get a FARM-ODGE.
It's not a thing. I don't think it's a thing.
It's my thing. I'm making it a thing.
FARM-ODGE.
It's going to be the new trend.
Welcome to the FARM-ODGE.
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 It's a thing.
Okay, so the farmhouse renovation continues. So we spent...
Heck of a lot of money.
Yeah.
But I feel like we got our money's worth.
Yes. And so the premise of this video isn't, hey, we did these 3 things and spent this money. It's really about, should you build from scratch or should you renovate? We chose to renovate.
Right.
And I think we got a lot more out of it, even though that is way, way more expensive.
Yes, but we had good reason. We are trying to salvage and reclaim and restore a 1940s farmhouse. Our whole thing is we wanted to keep the integrity of the house, but zhuzh it up a little bit.
Zhuzh? So this place has such history. You know, if your place has history, or you inherited it from a family member, or you bought something in a place that is deep and rich in history, you might choose to do what we did. But this isn't the farmhouse story. Let's tell you about what we did in the last 2.5 weeks, and then we'll return to this concept.
Yes.
The one thing we didn't do in the beginning is get this place a new roof. Ta-da! Standing seam black steel roof, guaranteed to outlive us by far.
Ah, but it is never that easy. If you know anything about our channel, you know there is always an added degree of difficulty. And here, we found a surprise inside. Yep, that is the original cedar shingle roof. So this is how it looked when all the individual shingles came off. Here are the individual shingles. Mind-blowing. It was almost a shame to remove these. And then this is what was left. How do you get out all those nails? That's a lot of nails. The answer, you don't. They go in.
Selection for the service provider for the roof and the construction, all that. We love using local businesses, right?
Right.
And there's one up the road that I drive by almost daily. Vincent's Roofing Incorporated. I've heard they do great work. I've seen their commercials. They're a small town company with a national type presence. They do business in 3 markets, but they're still very much a local provider here and a part of the community. So we opted to support them. Do we support all local businesses? No, because some suck. Some big national businesses suck.
This is true.
But Vincent's, they do not suck. He's awesome.
He is awesome.
Yeah, Chris, thank you for pulling all this together.
Right.
If you haven't seen the video of the patio and the chimney construction, go back and check that out right now. Here's a link. Okay, fast forwarding to the roof. We were nothing short of impressed with the craftsmanship, the tempo in which these guys worked. They have clearly done this before. We were in better hands than an Allstate convention.
I think it looks great. I, for one, think it turned out really well.
So in the very beginning, we did not do the roof. The roof was about the only thing we didn't do because we had ideas. We didn't know what we were going to do with the old carport. And you can tell the carport is no longer the carport. But you can see our patio. This thing is huge by comparison to what it was before. And Julio also fixed the exterior siding, the board and batten, made my super duper awesome gas pump closet go all the way up, and it just gives us so much more awesome space.
I mean, it's pretty much like having an additional living area.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's awesome. We love it. We've been using it pretty much every day.
The fireplace.
Yes, The cherry on top.
The cherry on top. This was my piece, something I absolutely love. I've been burning sticks nonstop since they finished this thing. So,
yes, it's been nice and warm. It's great coming out here at night and having a little fire.
God, it smells so nice. And so we are just now getting to a point
where we can enjoy it.
Where we can enjoy it.
Yes.
And it's quiet. So that's what we're doing.
Absolutely.
As promised, we're returning to that concept of should I build new or renovate? So we spent $77,598 in the last 2.5 weeks and barely skimmed the surface of the cost of renovating this place to the state you see here, which is kind of crazy. It's a 1,600 square foot house. Now, if I was going to build this new, I've talked to 3 builders lately, and the consensus essentially is I've got to spend $175 on average per foot to build something halfway decent custom new. And if we did that, that's $280,000. That would be a $280,000 investment behind me. We have smoked $280,000. To this point, we're looking at $367,739.41 invested to have this little tiny old farmhouse to where it is now. That is a delta of $87,739.41. In that ideology, renovating is 31.34% more expensive.
Hold it, partner. Something's off.
Okay, Esco, you're right. There are some budget neutral items here. Budget neutral items would include those things that we would have had to build regardless, whether you built this 1,600 square foot place from scratch or if you renovated, right? Some of those, aerobic septic system, that's not included in the price of building a house, nor is a stone fireplace outside of that 1,600 square feet, or a new patio outside of that 1,600 square feet. And ultimately, that's 484 square feet of outdoor living space that we picked up, and we threw a roof on that that was calculated into the roof cost. So let's back out those budget neutral costs, and we're looking at essentially a comparable $301,575.65 as a renovation cost versus the $280,000 to build new. I found that to be very interesting. I thought the delta would have been far greater than $21,574.65, or essentially 7.7%. That's it, 7.7%. And candidly, I think I could have made that up by not making some of the mistakes in service provider selection and some of the costs that I spent on the front end. I could have probably done better, and I think I probably could have come under the cost of building new. But you know, learning is expensive sometimes. So in short, I know earlier I said it's way more expensive to renovate than to build new. It's not. You know, if you're afraid of the cost of, you know, buying something that you could truly love, that's a one of a kind that no one else can have because there's only one like it, you know, it's not that much more expensive, if at all more expensive. Lesson learned. Oh, so lady, was it worth it?
Totally worth it.
Even if I have to sell a kidney?
I don't know.
I've got
We
2.
might have to do that to fund the next project,
Yeah.
whatever that'll be.
Okay, we forgot the Japanese maple.
Yeah, well, look at it.
That little
It's pretty
guy.
unforgettable.
I wouldn't worry about that little guy.
Did you find it?
I am still looking. I know it's here. Okay, I got this. Yeah, it was totally time for a new roof. Let's just say Flex Seal did not do the trick.
If you like ranching, really good looking German Shepherds, or farmhouse renovations, click this subscribe button. Come back and see us. I've also got another video and a playlist of the farmhouse renovation right here.